And the things I'm saying to the Democrats is you have to have something that you stand for positively. How are you going to fix the schools? How are you going to fix the affordable housing? Don't get yourself elected. It's easy to get yourself elected hating the other side, but you can't govern that way.
Those were the parting words from former Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan, who ended his campaign for governor this afternoon. This news, a big shakeup in the race that he had entered as an independent with the goal of what he called rejecting toxic partisanship.
And with the big change to the governor's race, political reporter Rick Albin joining us on set with some of the possibilities for Duggan to still have an impact in this race.
Yeah, I think he really will, or at least he has the opportunity to, because he got into this race and kind of sparked that idea that there might be another choice. Now, he fell short of his goals, but that does not mean that he is done, because he could do a lot of things. He could just go home, but that doesn't seem like him. But he could endorse another candidate. And if he did, which one? Would it matter? Well, maybe, because if this race is really close, and some numbers suggest it is, a few points could make a difference. So if he got behind a candidate and brought 2 or 3 points, if that's possible, could be a big deal. What about those groups that have endorsed him? Would they follow him if he supported someone else? All unknowns, but what Duggan decides could impact this race again. We think it's pretty close, but it's a long time to November, and those numbers will change now that he's out. But he could sit it out. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Anytime someone enters or exits a race, always a buzz in the political world among public eye.
Right.
But there's this big event, the Detroit Regional Mackinac Policy Conference. That's going to really be an event to watch.
It was going to be amazing anyway, because this year is one of those election cycles. But this is going to be one of those times when there's going to be so much speculation, so much talking. Let's think about this. He was mayor of Detroit for 12 years. This is the Detroit Regional Chamber. These people know him. They liked him. They endorsed him. In fact, some candidates for governor weren't even planning on attending because they had endorsed him. But that could be changing now, because that endorsement obviously goes out the window. But what about this? And here's my speculation, and it's just that. What if Duggan chose a moment next week on Mackinac Island, where he would certainly be welcome, and chose to endorse somebody else, or chose to join the campaign in some fashion? I mean, that would be a big deal. It would be a big splash. And it's all just speculation. The idea is that there is no indication that that's going to happen. We wouldn't know who that would be, and it seems unlikely. But here's the problem, the thing that keeps gnawing at me. It's Thursday. The event starts Tuesday. Coincidental timing? I don't think, after all the years I've watched politics, I believe in coincidence. And I can tell you timing is rarely happenstance. But it's all speculation. We'll just observe, and then we'll find out what happens. But I don't think Mike Duggan's done yet.
All right. Okay, Rick, thank you for that.